They were long, they were heavy, they've got lead tape all over the back of them. They got these really crazy grips. I have a set of Mo Norman's original golf clubs. They were sent to me just recently. We're gonna go through all the specs of what the greatest ball strikers clubs, what they weighed, the length, and how he hit these golf clubs. Hey, welcome to the channel today. If you watch Mo Norman hit golf balls, you see his equipment. Everybody talked about how heavy his equipment was, big grips, all the lead tape on the head of the golf clubs. And here's the best ball striker in the world talking about the equipment that he was hitting and how he would hit my clubs or hit somebody else's clubs and go, these are matchsticks. He would always make fun of everybody's equipment. There was a reason behind his golf clubs and why they were so heavy. So I was lucky in just recently, and Mo had given me clubs over the years, but never a full set of his irons. And I came across somebody that had a full set of Mo's irons. I just unboxed them and put them in his bag here. These are his original clubs that he spent time to weight, build, put length on, and he had these crazy grips. So I want to talk about Mo's equipment. Now, golf equipment has changed a lot over the years. And if you notice the stuff that you're hitting or I'm hitting, graphite shafts, you have these heads. This iron head that I'm hitting with Callaway has 7 different parts to the head. Golf clubs have changed so dramatically. What's really amazing though is the stuff that Mo was hitting. Obviously, the club heads were, back in the day, they were mostly forged. You had heads that were just one piece, steel shafts, these heavy grips. So I want to go through what Mo had in his bag here, the clubs he had in his bag, and what he did to these things. But here's the thing, when I did talk about clubs to Mo, is he loved square leading edges. So if you look at these clubs, and this is a 6-iron I'm holding, it has very long, straight leading edges. Look at the squared off toe. His favorite clubs were very angular like this. He liked to have straight lines on the leading edge. Matter of fact, he would shave off the leading edge when it was too rounded, and he really liked the square looking blade. So these are very blade looking clubs. Now, if you look at the back, look at the lead tape he has on the golf clubs. So look at the lead tape. He just would pile on lead tape. Some of that was to offset this grip. Now I'm going to explain this grip here in a minute, but this is a wrapped grip he'd put on here. He'd wrap hockey tape on the shaft, then he'd wrap this long grip on here. And you know, the story goes, as Mo told me, he couldn't afford grips, couldn't afford to change his grips. So he'd have one wrap and he'd put on every club. He'd wrap every club with hockey tape like this. He'd have this hockey tape like this on the club, and he would take the one grip and then wrap every club as he would play. Now you can't do that legally, but that's what he would do back in the day because he couldn't afford grips. So you have these long wraps on the club. We're gonna go through his grip in a minute. But here are the specs of his golf clubs. I wanna go through the specs on the clubs. There's even a 1-iron in this bag, by the way. So 17 degrees loft, 56-degree lie angle. And these specs aren't gonna make a whole lot of sense to you. However, I'm gonna kind of compare it to today's specs. Let's go through the pitching wedge, 48 degrees. Today's average is 45. 63-degree lie angle, that's standard. That's today's standard, right around 63.5. 9-iron, his 9-iron is 45. Today's 9-irons are around 41, sometimes 40 degrees. This 8-iron in this bag, Mo's bag, is 42. The average 8-iron today is about 37, so 5 degrees of difference. And what you're seeing is about a 5-degree difference in loft. So today's clubs are 5 degrees stronger. That's about a little over a club longer in today's lofts. 7-iron, 38 on the loft. 33 is today's standard, 60-degree lie angle. The lie angles of this set that Mo is hitting are standard. They weren't flat, they weren't upright, they were standard. And then the 5-iron, 30 degrees, 61, 4-iron, 26. So I'm gonna post this chart here so you can see what I've come up with. Now, here's the crazy thing about these clubs, swing weight. The average swing weight is between E0 and E2. So the average swing weight's around E1 in this bag. So that is, and I'm gonna put these specs so you can read them more clearly on this video. That's the specs that you're seeing in Mo's irons. Now, look at the lead tape here. Swing weights on clubs are around D2. If you look at my 6-iron, I have my 6-iron here, and I have Mo's 6-iron. It's standard length, so the lengths are standard. Now, the reason you're seeing Mo's club just a little bit longer is because there's a butt cap shoved in the shaft here. But if that butt cap wasn't there, it's the exact same length as mine. Maybe just a fraction longer, but I mean, pretty negligible on the length. Now, this is my Paradigm 6-iron. I hit this 6-iron around 178 to 180 yards. That's how far I hit this. I was hitting this a few minutes ago, and I was hitting it about 160 yards. So this is a lot shorter. This club's not 160, 162 yards. So this is going a lot shorter than, it's a club and a half shorter than my Paradigm. Now, look at this shaft. The shaft on my club here, this is a 95-degree shaft, 95-gram shaft. This shaft here, this X300U, so he has an X shaft in here. This thing's gonna weigh 125 grams. So what you're seeing in modern equipment is less loft, a more dynamic club head, a lighter shaft, and a more speed producing, longer. I can hit this, 15 yards further than this club here. So we'll run through all the specs of Mo's clubs here in a minute, but I'm gonna hit this 6-iron a few times. One thing I love about Mo's, the way these things set up, I love the square leading edge. I love the squared off toe. And these things for me are standard lie angle. They are too upright for me. My club, my 6-iron here is 2 degrees flat. So what that means is most club is sitting like this, my club's sitting like this. It's on a flatter lie angle. So based on my height, I can grip the club on the end and get the club to set up correctly. This club, I can't do that. I can't grip this club on the end. And when I do, see the toes off the ground, and this ball will go to the left. That'll hook to the left a little bit. That wasn't terrible, but it's gonna go a little bit to the left. So these clubs are a little upright for my standard. I'm gonna make the guess that they were too upright for Mo as well. When you see Mo hit golf balls, almost every time you see him hit golf balls, he's choking down on the club. You'll see him about right here on the club. And everybody's like, why is he choking down? In my estimation, because I did hit some of Mo's other clubs that he had, if you're not bending the lie angle, you got to deal with the club that's too upright. If I want to fix the lie angle without bending the club, I shorten it. See, now that club is fitting me because I'm closer to the ball versus being here where the toes off the ground. Now I'm here where the club is sitting correctly. Now, the problem with that is I just shortened the club by almost 1.5 inches, 2 inches. So now it's going to go even shorter and it's going to go straight. So I can hit it straight, but I've shortened the club length. So think about this for a minute. You know, everybody talks about how far did Mo hit the golf ball? Well, look at these clubs. First of all, they're sledgehammers. It's E1 swing weight. They're super heavy. I'm not saying that's a problem. I mean, I like the feel of heavy clubs. I mean, I like the control I have of the heavy club. I like the way it feels. I have a ton of feel in this golf club. It slows me down. I'm not going to be able to swing it as fast. It has a lot more loft on the 6-iron. This is basically a 7-iron or almost a 7.5 iron. So this is a 7.5 iron as a 6-iron. It's not going to go as far. And then it's just too upright. So I got to choke down. So I've shortened the club, doesn't have much loft. So for me to hit this 160 yards, it's not horrible. It's not bad. I love the weight of it. I like the heavy weight. But the other thing I want you to mention too is when I choke down on the club, I'm actually lightening the club. So when I swing it from here, that's E1 swing weight. That's a super heavy club. When I choke down on the golf club, right here where I need to be, it's about 2 inches down. Now that club's just got lighter swing weight because I've moved my hands closer to the club head. So this is probably D6, couple swing, 6 swing weights or so lighter now. And that felt great. Flies like an 8-iron. That felt really good. And I know for a fact that yellow sign right there is 175, and that went about 10 to 12 yards short of that sign. This might be going 155 yards. It's just not going very far. Hit that really good. I love the weight. I like the weight. So the question about most clubs, when you look at his actual clubs with that big chunk of lead tape on there, when you actually think about it, back when Mo was getting his equipment worked on and doing this, he's doing it himself. He was in his hotel room trying to get his clubs to fit right. He probably didn't have something to bend the lie angles. So he had to deal with the clubs he was given. Mo was poor, so he wasn't able to go get the best equipment. He didn't have sponsors. He wasn't sponsored by companies like Titleist and TaylorMade, so he couldn't just go in there and have them build clubs. Mo was doing this by himself. So what happened was, and this is total theory, what happened was Mo was given clubs that were too upright for him. So the only way he could get them to work is to choke down. When you choke down, if I choke down on my club, If I choke down on my club, it becomes very light. It shortens the lever length and the swing weight gets lighter. So what Mo did is he said, well, clubs are too long. I've got to choke down. Now they're too light. I'm going to put lead tape on there. So now you have a normal feeling club, heavy head, but normal feeling club. And now this club fits me because I'm choking down on it. And I gotta admit, it's super easy to control because it's not too long. I'm hitting it dead center. I mean, every time. I love the straight leading edges. That's a win right there on a cloth club. Compared to some of the stuff today, when you look at, like, this is a wedge. Look at how rounded this thing's getting. It's just so rounded looking on the new stuff. Look at this wedge. Look at Mo's wedge. Look at how squared off. You can see how sweet spot he was hitting it. Look how squared off this thing is. Square leading edge, square toe, square top line, very thin top line, big chunk of lead tape. Yeah, it's super easy to line up. I love that. That's a win on that club head right there. Like, I just can't hit it offline. That one went pretty long right there. That went a little over 160 there. You know, the weight's a big deal. The weight to me is a big deal. The feel of the weight, because I'm having to choke down on this thing. Wow, sounded good. That rolled to 175, so probably went to 162.3 on the fly. All right, what do we got here? Look at this one. This one's even older. It's got plastic tape on it. He used to have to tape the grips on. Here's what he did with the grips. I got one in my pocket here, so this one kind of fell apart. So he'd take hockey tape, black hockey tape, wrap it on the grip like this. This 2-iron is ungripped as well. So here's the hockey tape. And then he would take the grip like this, and he would wrap it around the club, and he would overlap it, so like this. All the way down the club like that. Then I can take this one and keep going. And you end up with, as I keep going down the club here, and he would do this as he played between holes because he couldn't afford grips. And so now, can you imagine walking down the fairway, having to rewrap your club every time you turned around? And then he would do this, and he would tape it, and then he would have a grip. And I got to tell you, I mean, I measure these things. Every grip's a little bit different, not all the same size or close. One thing I do like is the butt cap. I do like having that on the end. It's a little larger here, so it feels good. And you see, so anyway, it came unraveled, but these are the wraps we use in all these clubs. So everyone has a wrap on it. All right, let's hit that 4-iron. This thing feels even crazier here. I mean, these clubs they feel like sledgehammers because that massive weight that I have on the end of the club here. But wow, it's a long sledgehammer. I can't seem to miss them though. Wow. The weight of the club is giving me a lot of feel in where the club is. The weight of that head, it's like, Mo used to talk about the weight of the club helping him because it made you position better. And I certainly am feeling like I really like that weight because I can really feel the club head in my swing a lot easier. I slipped and hit that one good. That's flying 175. It's a 4-iron. It's insane. It's like it feels good, but I can't get the ball to really take off because shaft is super stiff and heavy. It's that X shaft. It's super stiff and heavy. It's super, I mean, the club is just, it's like at this long sledgehammer, it's like it's hard to hit it offline. Didn't hit that one as good. The grip moved. The grip kind of moved in my hand. See, look at this grip. It's moving because it's taped on there. He had to deal with that too, the grip moving around. That grip moved in my hand. That doesn't feel good. When that grip moves around in there, here, try one more. Oh, I hit that good. What was that gonna do? 175, that ball, 176. That ball's going about 175 with a 4-iron. That's cool. All right, let's hit this 9-iron. These look the weirdest to me, these big square. Now this feels super upright to me. I mean, my 9-iron is gonna be 60 in the 61 range, in the 60 range. This thing's gonna be, look at the thing coming apart. This is gonna be in the 63 range. So very upright with this 9-iron here. And so I'm choking down on it. But came off nice, really nice. Look at it, I hit it just dead center. I'm hitting it so center on these golf clubs. That's because of the weight. It's really hard to not hit it dead center when you got so much weight coming down there for me. It really it's forcing my hand into a deviation really easy. I mean, it's really easy to hit heavy clubs. There's definitely gonna be a trade-off. There's a trade-off between how much weight you wanna have in your club, how much distance you're gonna lose. But I am nailing that just absolutely dead center. One way you can check the center of mass on a golf club is just, see, look at this. Watch this, I'm balancing the club. See, I actually have my thumb in the center, but the club's rolling. The center of mass of this club is towards the heel. It's right there. See where the center of mass is? That's the center of mass of this golf club, right where my thumb is. Right there. Isn't that crazy? So it's not even in the center, that's the center of mass of this golf club. That's where I'm hitting it, right there in that center of mass. But I'm hitting them good. I mean, you see where I hit that one right there. So what's the takeaway here? I mean, first of all, swing weights are heavy. However, when you have to choke down so far on the club, it's lightening it, but it's still a heavy head. It's not taking away from the overall mass of the head. That's still very heavy. It's taken away from it feeling as heavy. I love the weight because it's really making me hit positions really well. I like the squareness of the blades, and I like the straight line of it. It's really easy to square up. So, you know, Mo had particular things that he liked in his clubs. I'll grab that 6-iron one more time here. Really like the look of the 6-iron. And these long wraps, this one's actually on there pretty good. It's not slipping like the other one. So I like that. I have to choke down about right there to get that line angle to fit. So I got to choke down a couple inches. And I hit that so perfect. Okay, that's right on line with that 175 marker. 165, not bad. So, you know, if anybody starts questioning about, you know, how far did Mo hit the golf ball, you first have to consider the equipment he was hitting. He's making it himself, putting his long, heavy grips on there, putting lead on there. And again, I think this is all because the line angles were not set up for Mo for a single plane. You have to be a little flatter. Since they weren't flatter, he was choking down to fit them. When you choke down, you got to put lead tape on there to increase the head weight to get the feel back. Then you have this long, heavy grip. So I think this is a product of Mo's single plane swing. He's trying to get something now. Now we custom fit everything. Mine are 2 degrees flat, lighter shafts, club heads. They fit my single plane swing. But back when Mo was discovering the single plane swing, he had to make the equipment work for him. And I think this is a result of that. But I haven't missed one. I mean, geez, that's as good as I've hit it in a while. same spot. Well, I will leave in the comments below, I will leave the specs on these clubs so you can kind of see them. My recommendations on what you should do if you want to get your clubs fit to your single point swing. Look, Mo Norman was 5'7.5". I'm a little taller than Mo was, so my clubs will be slightly different. If you're 6 foot tall, you're gonna have to have clubs custom fit to your single plane swing. The key here is getting loft, line angle, and all those things correct. Equipment has changed dramatically. It's so much better now. Mo certainly was not optimized. He could have hit the ball a lot further today in today's equipment. I don't know if he could hit it straighter. He would have probably still liked the leading edge and the weight, but today's equipment, he used to call my clubs matchsticks when he would hit my golf clubs because he liked the weight and the heaviness of it. So I hope that helps you understand a little bit of Mo's equipment, back what he was dealing with in the day, and I'll put the information about these clubs in my comment section. Thanks for joining me. See you in the next video.